Hollywood is a place where stars shine brightly, but behind the scenes, their personal lives are full of turmoil. Some famous icons have gone through a series of marriages, from sweet romances to noisy separations. In today's video, we'll explore the 15 most married Hollywood stars, from legends like Elizabeth Taylor and Zsa Zsa Gabor to modern icons like Jennifer Lopez and Christie Brinkley. Let's see who tops the list in the interesting stories behind their marriages. Richard Pryor, born December 1st, 1940 in Peoria, Illinois, is one of the greatest comedians in American history, known for his sharp, candid, and humane humor. In addition to his brilliant career, Pryor's personal life was also very prominent, especially his 7 marriages to many women, each of which left its own mark on his life. Pryor's first marriage was to Patricia Price, which took place when he was young, opening a series of stormy love affairs for the comedian. Next was Shelley R. Bonus, whom Pryor married early in his career. But this marriage also ended quickly due to work pressure and personal differences. Pryor then married Deborah Maguire, an actress. But this relationship also lasted only a short time, largely due to Pryor's busy schedule and lavish lifestyle. Another notable marriage was to Jennifer Lee, who accompanied Pryor during an important period of his career, but also did not last long due to personal difficulties and public pressure. In particular, Pryor married twice to Flynn Belaine, a woman who had a profound influence on his life. They married for the first time but separated after a while, then reunited and married a second time. The marriages with Flynn Belaine reflected Pryor's efforts to find true love and stability. Although both experienced many personal and professional challenges, the remaining marriages were also short-lived but colorful, showing a complicated up and down and sometimes chaotic love life. Pryor once shared that he always sought happiness and true love, but his strong, open-minded personality and professional pressure made the relationships difficult to sustain. Richard Pryor passed away on December 10, 2005, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 65. His legacy is not only his outstanding comedy performances, but also his brilliant personal life stories, his ups and downs in marriage, making the public remember Pryor not only as a comedian, but also as a person who lived life to the fullest, authentically and richly experienced. Brigitte Nielsen, born 15 July 1963 in Rødovre, Denmark, is an internationally renowned model, actress, and television personality. Standing at 182 centimeters tall, with a captivating face and a strong style, she quickly became an icon in the fashion and film industry in the 1980s, notably in films such as Red Sonja and Rocky IV, where she co-starred with Sylvester Stallone. In addition to her successful career, Brigitte Nielsen is also noted for her colorful personal life, having been married 6 times. Her first marriage was to Claus Nielsen, a Dane, from 1983 to 1984, when Brigitte was very young, marking the beginning of her married life. Then in 1985, she married Sylvester Stallone, the famous action star she met while filming Rocky IV. This marriage lasted until 1987 and attracted special attention from the international media, being the most prominent love affair of her life. Nielsen's third marriage was to Christophe Loy, which lasted from 1988 to 1990, a relationship that was little known to the public but important in her personal life. Next, she married Raoul Meyer, a French businessman, from 1993 to 2005, which was her longest marriage, providing Brigitte with many years of stability and personal maturity. In 2006, Brigitte married Mattia Desi, an Italian businessman, a relationship that lasted for a few years before ending. Finally, her 6th marriage was to Sebastian Copeland, a famous photographer and adventurer, showing that Brigitte was always looking for love and happiness in life. Despite many ups and downs, Brigitte Nielsen's marriages show a rich personal life with famous relationships, ups and downs, and valuable experiences that helped her grow. She once shared that each marriage taught her something about herself and about love, and it was these experiences that contributed to shaping the image of a proud, strong woman who is not afraid to love wholeheartedly in the history of international entertainment. David Carradine, born December 8, 1936 in Hollywood, California, is one of the most famous actors in American cinema and television. He is famous for his role as Kwai Chang Caine in the Kung Fu television series, and the title role in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill series, becoming an icon of the martial arts genre on the Western screen. Besides his diverse and nearly half-century-long film career, Carradine's personal life has also attracted special attention from the public, especially his 5 marriages to many famous women, reflecting the ups and downs in his love and personal life. David Carradine's first marriage was to Donna Lee Becht, with whom he spent the early years of his acting career. He later married Barbara Hershey, a famous Hollywood actress, a relationship that attracted media attention due to the combination of 2 talented actors. His next marriage was to Annie Bierman, also a woman in the entertainment industry, showing that Carradine was always looking for harmony in his personal life. Carradine also married Marina Anderson, but this marriage was short-lived and received little media attention. Finally, he married Linda Gilbert, marking his 5th and final marriage. Each of Carradine's marriages reflected his efforts to find happiness and stability. Although his busy schedule, outgoing personality, and personal challenges made it difficult for relationships to last, David Carradine has admitted that his marriages and relationships helped him grow, understand himself, and learn how to balance his career and personal life. He passed away on June 3, 2009, in Bangkok, Thailand, leaving behind a massive cinematic legacy and rich personal stories, making Carradine remembered not only as an excellent martial arts actor, but also as a full-lived, experienced, and complex person. Jennifer Lopez, born July 24, 1969, in New York, USA, is one of the world's leading multi-talented artists, famous for her roles as a singer, actress, dancer, and businesswoman. With her natural talent, charming beauty, and unique style, Lopez has become a global icon associated with musical hits, impressive film roles, and famous fashion and beauty brands. Besides her brilliant career, Jennifer Lopez's personal life has always attracted attention, especially her 4 outstanding marriages, reflecting the ups and downs in her love life. Lopez's first marriage was to Ojani Noah, a cruise ship attendant, in 1997. This was Jennifer Lopez's first public love, but it only lasted a year due to personality differences and the pressure of rising fame. She then married Chris Judd, a dancer and actor, in 2001. This relationship blossomed during Jennifer's music and film career, but it eventually ended after a few years. Her third marriage was to Mark Anthony, a famous singer, which began in 2004. This was her longest and most admired relationship, and they had twins together, but they eventually divorced in 2014 after many years of marriage. Most recently, Jennifer Lopez married Ben Affleck, a famous actor and filmmaker, a love affair that was highly publicized in the 2000s and unexpectedly reunited in recent years, attracting the attention of the press and fans worldwide. This marriage marked a new, happier, and more stable chapter in Jennifer Lopez's personal life. Jennifer Lopez's marriages reflect her desire for true love, harmony, and happiness, but also the challenges of balancing a busy career and personal life. Lopez has shared that each relationship has taught her valuable lessons about love, patience, and maturity. Jennifer Lopez continues to be a global cultural icon, not only because of her successful career, but also because of the way she lives her life to the fullest, resilient, and emotional making. The public always remember her as a talented, strong, and emotionally experienced woman. Kelsey Grammer, born February 21, 1955, in Charleston, West Virginia, is an American actor and producer, best known for his role as Dr. Frasier Crane on the series Cheers and Frasier. With his refined, charming acting and ability to transform into complex characters, Grammer has become an icon in the American entertainment industry, while also having a colorful personal life that has always intrigued the public. In addition to his successful career, Kelsey Grammer has gone through 4 notable marriages, reflecting both his search for happiness and the ups and downs of his personal life. Grammer's first marriage was to Dante McCarthy, his first partner, who was little known to the public and lasted the early years of his acting career. He then married Camille Donatacci, a model and television personality, a relationship that took place after Grammer had become famous for his role as Frasier. This marriage attracted much media attention, but ultimately ended due to personal differences and the pressures of public life. Grammer then married Kate Walsh, her first relationship lasting for a while before breaking up. After a few years and experiencing many personal challenges, Grammer reunited and remarried Kate Walsh, his current wife, building a more stable and happy family together. This fourth marriage marked the Kelsey Grammers, balance between her busy career, personal life, and family responsibilities. Kelsey Grammer's marriages partly reflected her personal life full of ups and downs, with her desire for love, harmony, and happiness, and also showed her efforts to find stability after many years of short-lived relationships. Grammer has said that each marriage has taught him valuable lessons about love, patience, and maturity, which have helped shape the multidimensional and authentic person that the public sees on screen. Kelsey Grammer continues to work in the entertainment industry while maintaining a happy family life with Kate Walsh, leaving behind the image of a talented, experienced actor and a man who values love and family. Christie Brinkley, born February 2, 1954 in Monroe, Michigan, is one of the world's most famous supermodels, a beauty icon of the 1970s, 1980s, and a familiar face on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue for many consecutive years. In addition to her modeling career, she is also an actress, businesswoman, and author, known for her elegant, youthful style and active lifestyle. In addition to her illustrious career, Christie Brinkley's personal life is also of great interest to the public, especially her four prominent marriages reflecting the ups and downs in love and marriage. Her first marriage was to Jean-François Allot, a French artist when Brinkley was young and just starting her modeling career. But this marriage ended after a short time. Christie Brinkley then married American music legend Billy Joel from 1985 to 1994. This was Brinkley's most famous marriage, attracting special attention from the public and media, and they had a daughter together. This marriage, although loving, eventually ended due to personality differences and work pressure. The third marriage was to Richard Taubman, a businessman, marking the period when Christie sought stability and balance in her personal life. Next, she married Peter Cook, a businessman, before the two separated peacefully, but remained friends recently. Christie Brinkley shared her views on modernizing marriage after four marriages, emphasizing the importance of understanding flexibility and communication in modern relationships. She believes that every marriage, even if it ends, brings valuable lessons about love, maturity, and self-awareness. Christie Brinkley is not only remembered as a legendary supermodel, but also a role model of a strong, intelligent woman who appreciates love and experiences in her personal life. Stories about her marriages, along with modern views on love and marriage, make the public always admire and learn from Brinkley's rich life experiences. George Foreman, born January 10, 1949, in Marshall, Texas, is one of the American heavyweight boxing legends. He is known for his powerful fighting style and is a two-time world heavyweight champion. In addition to his outstanding athletic career, Foreman is also known as a successful businessman and a devoted father to his large family. In addition to his illustrious boxing career, Foreman's personal life has also attracted special attention with 5 marriages and 10 children, including 5 sons who were all named George Foreman, a unique decision that shows his love and commitment to his family. George Foreman's first marriage was to Caldonia Dolly Ayers, the woman with whom he shared the early years of his boxing career. But this marriage ended after a while. He then married Jacqueline Jackie Foreman, a relationship that lasted and helped Foreman stabilize his family during the height of his career. Foreman then married Mary Joan Martelli, his companion for many years, and the mother of several of his children. His fourth marriage to Andrea Skeet marked a period when Foreman continued to build a family and focused on activities outside the ring, such as business and media. Finally, George Foreman married Aurelia Rhee, Browning, his current wife, with whom he shared the largest, happiest, and most stable family life of his life. Foreman's marriages reflect his desire for love, harmony, and family happiness, and show his efforts to balance his boxing career, business, and personal life. Naming his 5 sons, George Foreman also reflects his unique, affectionate, and humorous personality. George Foreman is remembered not only as a boxing legend, but also as a man who loved his family with all his heart, with a rich, experienced, and colorful personal life, making his image in the public's heart special and unforgettable. Dennis Hopper, born May 17, 1936 in Dodge City, Kansas, is one of Hollywood's most prominent actors, directors, and photographers. He is best known for his role in Easy Rider, which he co-wrote and directed, marking a turning point in American cinema in the 1960s with its free-spirited, rebellious, and innovative style. Hopper was known for his free-spirited lifestyle, strong personality, and sometimes rebelliousness, which was also clearly reflected in his personal life, especially his 5 marriages to many famous women. Dennis Hopper's first marriage was to Brooke Hayward, daughter of famous producer Leland Hayward, and also an actress. This relationship lasted from 1961 to 1969 and was one of the most prominent relationships in his life, associated with the early years of his promising film career. Hopper then married Michelle Phillips, a singer and actress who was a member of the popular band The Mamas, the Papas. This marriage took place in the context of Hopper's rise to stardom, but also facing many personal and professional pressures. Hopper then married Daria Halprin, an actress and dancer, a relationship that lasted for a while, reflecting a period when Hopper experimented with many creative forms and explored his personal life. He also married Kathy Lamonti before his final marriage was to Victoria Duffy, his wife, who accompanied Hopper in his later years, sharing more peaceful years after a tumultuous life. Dennis Hopper's marriages were often short, but each relationship left its own mark, reflecting his desire for love and stability, and at the same time reflecting his free-spirited, rebellious, and creative personality. Hopper once shared that every marriage, even if it ends, brings valuable lessons about love and life. Dennis Hopper passed away on May 29, 2010 in Venice, California, at the age of 74. He left behind a huge cinematic legacy, from iconic roles to creative directorial works and stories about his personal life, love, and marriages that continue to remind the public of a person who lived a full and honest life in Hollywood history. Zsa Zsa Gabor, born February 6, 1917 in Budapest, Hungary, was one of the most brilliant icons of Hollywood in the 1950s, 1970s. Coming from an aristocratic family, she began her acting career in Europe and quickly became famous for her charm, elegance, and distinctive sense of humor. Upon moving to the United States, Zsa Zsa not only appeared in many small films, but also became a familiar face on television shows, talk shows, and fashion magazines, a symbol of luxury and sexiness. However, what the public remembers most about Zsa Zsa Gabor is her colorful personal life, especially her 9 famous marriages. The first time Zsa Zsa married Burhan Asaf Belge, a Turkish politician from 1937 to 1941, opening a series of stormy love affairs. Then in 1942, she married Conrad Hilton Jr., heir to the Hilton family, a marriage that was closely followed by the media, but also ended in 1947. In 1949, Zsa Zsa went to George Sanders, a famous actor, and the relationship lasted 5 years before splitting. Her 4th marriage was to businessman Herbert Huttner from 1962 to 1966, a less public affair, but still short-lived. Soon after, Zsa Zsa married Joshua S. Costin Jr., an oil businessman, but the marriage lasted less than a year. In 1975, she married lawyer Jack Ryan, again ending after about a year, but also at a time when Zsa Zsa began to gain a reputation for her humorous and haughty statements in the media. In 1976, Zsa Zsa met businessman Michael O'Hara and married him, a marriage that lasted 7 years, marking one of the more enduring relationships of her life. Notably, in 1983, Zsa Zsa had a short-lived marriage to Mexican lawyer Felipe de Alba, which lasted only 1 day, becoming one of the most famous divorce stories in Hollywood history. Finally, in 1986, Zsa Zsa found her final resting place with businessman Frederick Prince von Anhalt, and they lived together until her death on December 18, 2016 in Los Angeles, at the age of 99. Zsa Zsa Gabor was famous for her lavish lifestyle, luxurious style, and sense of humor. She once said, "I don't mind being married many times, I'm just afraid of being alone." Her stories of marriage, lavish lifestyle, and witty statements have made Zsa Zsa a living legend, an unforgettable Hollywood icon, and a source of inspiration and public discussion for decades. Her life is a perfect combination of glamour, romance, drama, and style, making it difficult for every fan to forget the name. Zsa Zsa Gabor. Elizabeth Taylor, born on February 27, 1932 in London. England is one of the most famous film icons of the 20th century, famous for her enchanting, beauty-characteristic purple eyes and outstanding acting talent. Starting her career as a young girl, Taylor quickly became a famous child star, and as an adult, she continued to reap many successes with classic roles, such as Cleopatra Cat on a Hot Tin Roof or Butterfield 8, winning 2 Oscars for Best Actress. Besides her brilliant career, Elizabeth Taylor's personal life was also colorful and attracted no less public attention, especially her 8 marriages with 7 husbands, including 2 times she married Richard Burton, a love affair considered a legend of Hollywood. The first time Taylor married Conrad Hilton Jr., heir to the Hilton family, but this marriage ended quickly. Next, she went to actor Michael Wilding, a relationship that lasted for several years and showed her desire for stability in her love life. Her third marriage to Mike Todd, a famous producer, was one of the most profound and memorable relationships Taylor had, but Todd died suddenly in a plane crash. After that, Taylor married singer Eddie Fisher, but this marriage also did not last long, making the public more curious about her private life. The climax was her 2 marriages to Richard Burton, her co-star, and the great love of Taylor's life, which was marked by a passionate, quarrelsome, but also extremely romantic relationship, causing a series of scandals and stories on the red carpet. Taylor's last marriage was to politician John Warner and then Larry Fortensky, whom she met at a rehab resort, marking the end of her life with more peaceful years. Elizabeth Taylor once said, "I loved and lived each marriage to the fullest, whether it was long or short." She passed away on March 23, 2011 in Los Angeles, USA, leaving behind a huge cinematic legacy and a brilliant personal story, becoming an immortal icon of beauty, talent, and love in Hollywood history. Eva Gabor, born February 11, 1919 in Budapest, Hungary, is the younger sister of Zsa Zsa Gabor and is also a prominent Hollywood icon with her elegant style, charm, and characteristic humor. Eva is famous for her roles in films and television, especially her role as Lisa Douglas in the television series Green Acres, which brought her international fame and became a role model for the elegant and graceful actress of the 1960s, 1970s. In addition to her illustrious career, Eva Gabor's personal life has also been very notable, especially her 5 marriages to many famous men, reflecting the ups and downs in her personal life. Eva's first marriage was to Fritz Kozma, a Hungarian film producer, but this relationship ended after a while. She then married Eric Valdemar Drimmer, a businessman, a relationship that lasted for several years before separating Eva, then married John Williams, a producer and actor. But this marriage did not last long due to personal differences and work pressure. Her 4th marriage was to Richard Brown, a businessman, marking a period when Eva tried to find stability in her personal life. Finally, Eva married Dr. Richard Brown, her final partner, helping her experience more peaceful years. Eva Gabor's marriages each reflected her desire for love, harmony, and personal happiness. Although her busy schedule, strong personality, and public pressure sometimes made it difficult for relationships to last, Eva once shared that her marriages taught her many valuable lessons about love, patience, and self-understanding. Eva Gabor died on July 4, 1995 in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 76. She left behind a memorable film and television legacy, along with rich personal stories about love and marriage, leaving the public with a lasting image of a charming, intelligent, and full-of-life woman in Hollywood history. Gary Oldman, born on March 21, 1958 in London. England is one of the most talented and versatile actors in Hollywood and British cinema. He is famous for his ability to perfectly transform into roles ranging from complex psychological characters to classic villains such as Dracula, Sirius Black in Harry Potter, or Commissar Gordon in the Dark Knight series. With a career spanning decades, Oldman has won many prestigious awards, including the Oscar, and is considered a symbol of serious and sophisticated acting. In addition to his illustrious career, Gary Oldman's personal life is also very notable, especially his 5 marriages with many famous women. His first marriage was to Leslie Manville, a British actress. This relationship took place when Oldman was just entering the acting world but ended after a few years due to personal differences and professional pressure. Oldman then married Uma Thurman, a famous Hollywood actress, in one of his most publicized relationships. However, this marriage did not last long, reflecting the difficulties in balancing a busy acting career with a personal life. His third marriage was to Dona Fiorentino, his partner for many years, but they eventually separated after many challenges in family life. Gary Oldman also married Giselle Schmidt, a relationship that received little public attention but marked a period of maturity in his personal life. Finally, he married Alexandra Edinburgh, his wife in recent years, bringing Oldman peace and stability after many emotional ups and downs. Gary Oldman's marriages partly reflect a complex personal life with a desire for love, harmony, and happiness, but also influenced by a busy career and strong personality. Oldman has said that each marriage has taught him valuable lessons about love, patience, and self-knowledge. Gary Oldman continues to have an impressive acting career, and his personal stories and marriages have only added to his image as a complex, talented, and authentic person in Hollywood history. Mickey Rooney, born September 23, 1920 in Brooklyn, New York, is one of Hollywood's most prominent actors with a career spanning nearly a century. He is widely known for his Andy Hardy films, as well as his diverse acting ability from comedy to dramatic roles, becoming an icon of 20th century American cinema. However, besides his illustrious career, Rooney's personal life was also colorful, especially his 8 marriages to many famous women and former entertainers. His first marriage was to Eva Gardner in 1942. This was one of the most famous love affairs in Hollywood, with the combination of Rooney, then a teenage star, and Gardner, a charming rising actress. However, busy careers and personal differences caused them to separate after only a few years. After that, Rooney married B.J. Baker, a famous singer, but this marriage did not last long. Next was Martha Vickers, a star of Hollywood films in the 1940s, and this was also a short-lived but highly publicized marriage. Rooney then married Elaine Devery, a television actress, who gave him a new experience in family life. But the two also separated after a few years. He continued to marry Carolyn Mitchell, Marge Lane, and Carolyn Hockett, each marriage reflecting the ups and downs of his personal life, sometimes humorous, sometimes tense. Finally, Rooney married John Chamberlain, his 8th wife, marking the end of his life when he had become a living legend of Hollywood. Rooney's marriages were often short-lived, but each relationship left its mark on his love, family, and life experiences. Rooney once shared that he always longed for happiness and true love, but his outgoing personality and busy schedule made relationships difficult to last. Mickey Rooney passed away on April 6, 2014, in Los Angeles at the age of 93, leaving behind a huge cinematic legacy and colorful personal stories from famous love affairs to short but memorable marriages, making him an unforgettable icon in Hollywood history. Larry King, born November 19, 1933 in Brooklyn, New York, is one of the most famous television hosts in the United States. Associated with Larry King, live on CNN for nearly 25 years, with a friendly, skillful conversational style and the ability to ask profound questions. King has interviewed thousands of famous people, from politicians, actors, to business and cultural figures, becoming an icon in the field of American television and journalism. However, besides his brilliant career, his private life is also of great interest to the public, especially his 8 marriages with 7 women, reflecting a part of his colorful personal life and ups and downs. Larry King's first marriage was to Frida Miller, a childhood friend, but this relationship ended after a while. He then married Annette Kay, but the two also separated after a few years. King then met Aline Atkins, whom he married twice, first from 1961 to 1968, and then from 1971 to 1972. A relationship marked by personal drama, but also by deep commitment. King's subsequent marriages included Mickey Steuffen, Sharon Lepore, Julie Alexander, each lasting for some time and leaving interesting stories about his personal life. His last and longest marriage was to Shawn Southwick, with whom King spent the last years of his life sharing his life and career. Although not without personal challenges, Larry King spoke of his marriages in a humorous but candid manner. I'm a man who's always looking for love, but sometimes life and work make it difficult. He passed away on January 23, 2021, at the age of 87, leaving behind a huge television legacy and colorful personal stories, making him an icon not only in the journalism industry, but also a model of a life full of personal and professional experiences. Sometimes the truth is darker than fiction, and what you've just seen is only the tip of the iceberg. Who do you think is still hiding shocking secrets? Drop their name in the comments, and they might be featured in our next video. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because even crazier twists are coming your way. See you soon, and remember, in showbiz, the drama never sleeps.